a YouTube channel has a video from Nova Long, a very infamous or well, very known player in the Asian region, playing this champion. So today we're going to take a look at him playing this champion and breaking down things for you, how this champion is supposed to be played, what is very important on this champion, and how you can get more LP playing this champion in your games. So far, nothing unusual is being seen, just very beautiful kiting by just leashing camps to the next camps and clearing them as fast as possible. If there's one thing that's quite out of the ordinary here, is him skilling his second ability in his jungle clear. I expect he does so simply for the fact that he doesn't want to get lower HP levels. Putting points into your first and second, or first and third ability grants you a faster clear time, but obviously you lose more HP. And this could be a potential problem when it comes to jungle clearing and just being invaded. But here are a few things you really need to start incorporating into your own gameplay. It is so unbelievably important that you do so, because it will grant you more opportunities. So, every single time you kite a camp to the next camp, being more efficient with what you're doing, you save a lot of time. Like you see, he finishes his clear like 152-ish. And that is already a lot faster than most of the people I've seen play Nilah clear. Like, a lot faster. It just makes your life so much more easy because you're so much more efficient. And now the enemy top lane just didn't care about what was going on, and he will just beautiful flash combo expecting the enemy to do what they did, and now he's already fed as hell. Very, very nice. And for Nilah as a champion, like the things you usually do, and he doesn't even go for boots. He just goes for a bloodthirst as fast as possible. He wants to sustain, I guess. And the bonus armor pen. And there are a few things about Nilah that are very, very important. Your champion needs to scale. Similar to a Kayle in the jungle, your champion takes time to be very dominant. And once you've reached that point, you take over games. However, the main differences between Nilah and Kayle is that your champion comes online a lot earlier. And she carries late game even harder because the counterplay is very, very limited. Once this champion has 3 or 4 items, she will one-tap you, and it doesn't really get better on 5 items. However, if there are like tools on the enemy team that stop her from doing so, because they have too much range, it's a different story, but just one moment of not paying attention, just one moment of making a singular mistake while the Nilah has flash, can kill your entire team within the blink of an eye. It's like the AP Twitch just requires, like, it's just the AP Twitch in the past, but this requires obviously more finesse to be played compared to the AP Twitch. But a lot of times you'll just see constant farming, getting as much gold as possible. We just saw the Aatrox for a second on the other side of the map. Fully clearing the jungle here, probably going for another play on the Gwen since he's relatively low HP, and then going for potential invade or forcing a fight in the enemy jungle. But you see, very important to just make sure to get the gold. Okay, the Gwen walks out of range, he's not wasting any time, he goes back instantly and goes towards his red buff. And there's an Aatrox making a play on the other side of the map, but he can't really do anything about this right now. So the real question that's on my head, or in my head right now, is he going to reset for his item spike to be in the strongest version of himself? Or is he going to invade or go for another play? Because right now you have to understand, like, every single second he wastes or spends on the map will delay his reset and deny him a full item. With the full item, he's so much stronger because he has bonus pen, bonus damage, like all of these things. And he's even looking to go for the defensive boots. And this makes a lot of sense here, looking at the enemy champions. Maybe he can catch the Yone here off guard if he makes a mistake, but now he's just generating priority for his Herald play. Like, he just walks to the mid lane, clears out the way so his mid laner can move, and there is a massive grouping happening around the Herald right now. He's waiting in a brush, trying to hit the enemy with a spell. The Leona ult whiffs as it seems, and he has to go out again. The Gwen is now flanking, and this entire play looks completely doomed. And the only thing he can do right now is either wait for an ult flash play, or he will suicide for the Herald. If that is not an option, then he'll just go away, go for his jungle camps, and try his best. You see, even now he's not even going for the dragon because he knows that he cannot do it. Like, he rather gets his camps than suiciding for an objective, and it doesn't even matter. Many of you, or many people generally speaking, would try to help their teammates even though they can't, right? So what he did, like, the entire thing wasn't looking very promising, so he cleared his jungle waiting for a better opportunity. And if the opportunity didn't come up, he would have just continued clearing, reset, and go for something else. Like, even now he's playing it very slowly, waiting for his teammate. Oh, he got denied with a knockback, goes in with a flash combo, and will it be enough? Okay, this will be actually enough. The Bloodthirster is carrying him right now. Without this item, this would have been literally impossible. His sustain is also quite big. Little whoopsie. He also has so much gold in the bank. Like, the question is, like, for tempo, will he just reset on the spot here, or does he walk to his other camps? Okay. He resets for tempo. He just wants to spend his gold and then make sure to clear the other side of his, like, the other side of his map. And he goes for a crit cloak because of the armor pen. Okay. So whenever you see something happening on the map, you have to ask yourself, is the time I invest really well spent? Because obviously you don't want to go for terrible things. And if you commit to, like, another full clear, without spending your gold, you lock yourself into a situation where you can't get any stronger, and the gold you amass doesn't really matter because you're not using it. What he did here is he reset simply to be stronger after clearing his bot side then and going for another potential play. Like, even now he's still playing it super relaxing, like he's playing it super controlled. And he doesn't look for anything too fancy. Like, he knows that he has to scaling. The Leona goes in though, goes for a brutal combo. He goes in as well, but it just isn't enough. Leona stopped tanking and the entire play ended. But now they know that the Gwen will probably just be killed. I don't know if the Aatrox wants to do this when the Leona is still around, because that's very, very brave. Like, the Aatrox is very, very brave for doing so. And luckily, because he has the Bloodthirster, he will just sustain off his jungle camps again. Like, right now it's not that much because he doesn't have enough crit yet. But it will get so much better. Like, the moment you get enough crit chance on this champion, the shielding you have looks absolutely comical. And now you realize he doesn't have enough gold for any full items, so it doesn't really matter for his reset because the item spikes he has in base are, like, not as meaningful. So he rather wants to be active on the map, trying to punish somebody for their mistakes. But the Yone uses all his spells to get out and will most likely escape, yes. And now we're in another situation where there's a brawl happening, but we can't really influence this. What the hell was this Fresh trying to do? He has to be very, very careful. Luckily, though, he has plated steel caps because without them he would have died. Number 2, his second ability is unbelievably broken against any type of attack damage carry. And it makes life so much more difficult. And all he can do right now is just wait. He has to wait for a second ability to actually come up again, otherwise he can't go in because otherwise he gets one-tapped. He has to be very, very careful, and he knows. He knows. Oh yeah, and please, if you want to see more of these type of videos, let me know in the comments below. I really enjoy watching the highest ranked players on the Chinese server by just getting, like, an inspiration of what they're doing and what I can share with you so you can take the best of their typical gameplay and put it into yours. I'm not talking about, like, weird Chinese builds where they have, like, 15 collectors, even though you can only build one. But you get the idea. So, as you've seen so far, most of the plays he has made was just full clear, look for an opportunity, if it doesn't work out, recall. Like, the last play was probably the riskiest play in this entire game. Oops. And yeah. Like, he knows that if he scales into the later stages, he just one-taps people. So that's something that Nilah can always do. And it's very difficult to deal with Nilah in the side lane. Okay, Leona just goes in. She is so angry and she has so much damage. Does he escape? No, there's just no way. And now we'll see him like, there's no way he stays for too long because he has to recall for his item spike. And then the question is if his team wants to contest this dragon. Because if they don't, he can't really do anything. Luckily, he still has his ultimate available. And he probably clears his jungle camps on the way, or is he just walking there because he fears that the enemy might do something? Okay. Like, right now this entire game is on the Leona. Like, Ezreal will poke, yes, but if the Leona goes in and gets a clutch CC, it's instantly over. And here, second ability is carrying salt, but the Aatrox gets the last hit on the dragon. But it will probably be not too well for the enemy team, especially considering that the enemy team used so many spells to just get on top. I think he could have just pushed the top wave and then gone for Nashor, because there's nothing that would have stopped him from doing so, because he would be there in time anyway, right? So yeah. But yeah, I think he would have been there in time anyway, and then he would have gotten some extra gold. Oh yeah, and Nashor on spawn timer is an absolute joke. Like, you see it die so fast. It's basically a glorified cannon minion. And this Leona champion is one of the most unfair champions. Her ultimate ability, when it touches you, like when it touches your pinky toe, it stuns you, even though it's supposed to only slow you. And when that happens, you can almost guarantee that you just die, because it's literally that unbearably broken. Will he be able to save him? Because he doesn't have a second ability. What a nice dodge, but it's just simply not enough, and he just can't achieve anything here. Like, the real question is going to be, is he going to try and defend this bottom thing, or is he just going to recall and try to regroup with a full item? Okay. So right now, many people would probably think about, like, what about side laning and applying pressure there? But he wants to be closer to his teammates after, like, resetting, going for his camps, and, like, aligning multiple goals, right? Like, if you have a play on one side of the map where there's your entire jungle available, you go for that kind of play if you believe that's the best thing, because the gold income you have from these camps alone is already so big. And like, he just farmed so much already, and which is like something many junglers just for so whatever reason don't do. They feel the need to go for play, even though there's so much standing gold around. And one of the things that many junglers refuse to do, even though the game forces you to do so in many occasions, is to side lane. Like, if you can't accomplish anything with your team, why are you making yourself why are you forcing yourself to deal with your team when there are options you can look into to completely avoid them by drawing the enemy into you and therefore making your life easier for you? And here, like, sadly, they basically just got the Nashor for the gold, and nothing was really achieved with the Nashor buff itself. And somehow he gains, he walked too close, okay. And the Vladimir is just going in, absolutely crazy, no way he survives. And he just needs to wait for somebody to go, and now he can turn on the enemy because they're getting too close. He has a beautiful angle, like, he's even so patient. Like, he was so patient. Like, I was expecting an engage so much earlier, but he just was just using his teammates as quote-unquote living bait for him to just go in and blast them. Well, rough. Ladies and gentlemen, Nexus really hurts. It really hurts. And do you notice something? There is no collector. Do you see this? There is no collector. Can you imagine a good player not building collector? Maybe there's hope. And like, the moment he hits like flash again, he will deal so much damage. Like, right at this point, his damage potential is so high, and all he has to do is just wait. He has to use his teammates as a wall in front of him to then get closer. Because he can't go in first because he'll just die. Like, he has to use them as a bait. Like, Vladimir is trying to do whatever he's trying to do. I don't really know what he's trying to do. He just had some fun. But this dragon is also completely worthless. It's not even soul. So it's just a glorified accessory or something. Like that nobody really cares about. Somebody gets caught, the Yasuo gets caught, which should never happen. Then a beautiful ult by the Leona, he goes in and now he gets just to auto-tag them to death. Like, you see this? He just got close for a brief moment and instantly slapped him. And one of the most beautiful things about Nilah is the jungle clear on the Baron. Look what he's doing to it. Oh, that you will regret this. You will regret this. Yeah, there's no hope doing this. With a Leona around? Nah, there's just no way you do this. Does he flash ult? Yep. Okay, now we're at the point where he wants to end the game. Like, there's a massive wave on the top side of the map as well, and then we have Elder apparently spawning soon? No, it's still Ocean. I didn't see the ping. Do you see the damage? Like, he's just whipping him. Whip? That's... And it's like, yeah, but the Aatrox could have bought armor. No, you really can't. It doesn't really help you. Like, the best thing you can do is actually having Death Stance, so the damage is staggered over some time. But even then, this champion just whips you to death, and like, late game is really not the place where you want to be against a Nilah. As you see, like, he's just whipping you to death, and all she needs is basically a frontline or no CC on the enemy team, and it's completely free. So, what are your thoughts on this champion? What do you believe could be just better for the champion? And just let me know about your take on Collector, because I'm very curious how many of you want to defend this item for being quote-unquote good. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and see you soon for more RiftGuides content. And, most importantly, follow WildRift China in the description below.